Kia Libra, thanks for joining me. This is your reading for full moon in Gemini, fellow air sign, which is happening tonight in Aotearoa. It's the 7th of December, Wednesday today. So let's see what the story holds. Remember, these are general readings. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And thank you for your likes and all of that. It really helps to alter the algorithm and let more people see these videos. So thank you. Do look at other titles or whatever stands out to you. It can be quite interesting. And also the collective reading is up there. It might be of interest. Libra. So let's get stuck into it. We've got the cards out. We start with the Hanged Man. Look, nothing coming in really, nothing going out with the Hanged Man. We might feel like we need a bit of a change in perspective, or, you know, I do see with these cards a lack of focus, which is not surprising considering the times that we live in, but you know, I think in terms of decision making, like you might be feeling a little bit stuck. Look, sometimes it just is, isn't it? It just is like that, and we kind of move through it, or allow it to move through us, and then things change, because nothing ever stays the same, of course. Libra. You know, the Hanged Man, it's like we come out of the Hanged Man when time is right, or the time is ripe, with a different perspective on things. I think maybe when I look at these cards, it's as if there's some old bogey in terms of your own, you know, what we all have certain things that get us sort of stuck. I think there's something that, you know, which is from the past that is sort of makes you feel like you're a bit stuck, but it's not going to last. So we come out of Hanged Man zone with a new perspective, often on the same situation, but a new perspective. We then see the Princess of Swords, the lovely Princess of Swords. Now, we're kind of, the direction in this reading, and I'll say it in a nutshell, is that we just need to possibly have some downtime and just go into, you know, do some things that you find relaxing, and just spend some quiet time with yourself. Because the key to coming out of this, or the key to what follows on, is that you just need to trust your intuitive self. So what is that? Well, I guess it's your internal voice. It's an internal muscle, you know, that gets stronger the more we use it. Anywho, so we'll just keep going with this Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords sees some kind of enemy. The clouds, you know, there's so much cumulus here, she can't see anything. It's largely a lot of effort to defend something that really doesn't need to be defended, Libra. So, I mean, you might be in a position where you're trying to make everyone happy, you know, and it's like, oh, really? I don't know. Trying to please everyone all the time, it's sort of impossible. And then getting pissed off with yourself, or pissed off with everyone else. But really, it's just like, well, you don't really have to do that. You don't really have to try and make everything okay for everyone else. It's, you know, maybe just make things okay for yourself for a bit. You know what I mean? So this is a large amount of effort exerted for actually no apparent reason in the present time. Then we have the High Priestess. Yes, we get invited beyond the beautiful High Priestess's veil, welcomed in. This is a card of very acute, intuitive insight. And we need to, respect that and take time out and, to really focus on that space within ourselves sometimes. Because, we're in this hanged man zone, it seems. So we may as well utilise that time productively, don't you think? Nine of Wands. There's a tension in this card. There's a suppression. I mean, I don't mean a suppression. It is, because the Eight Wands somehow their force and accuracy and what's the word? Their purpose is stalled. It's suppressed by that ninth wand. So we know the Eight of Wands is about, movement and progression, maybe, or just messages, information, all of that wonderful stuff. Nine of Wands, we sort of get, there's a kind of tension there. And then, of course, the Ten of Wands is where we just allow that to pass, to let it go, in order for us to lighten a load, So it's sort of a kind of increasing tension. I mean, maybe you've felt that lately, Libra. I think a lot of air signs, I don't know, but a lot of air signs, it has been sort of tense. A lot of stops and starts, a lot of frustration. Anyway, so the general thing here is like, take time out. There's no point in fighting against something that doesn't exist or that you can't see. With the Princess of Swords, but we do that sometimes in order to understand something, The key here is to venture, to have some quiet time. Just go into our, this Nine of Wands is also, when I was talking about, excuse me, aspects of the past, reminding you that, or you've been pulled back into aspects of yourself in the past that aren't you anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like that Nine of Wands is a card of old habits and defensive action, like defending something that is from the past. It's not now. You get my drift. So let's have a look at the Hanged Man, Libra. What are we ascertaining here? What's fermenting and doing its juicing and weird sort of butterfly thing, in the chrysalid with the Hanged Man? What are we thinking about? What are we masticating? Which is such a great word. Between these two, the Nine of Cups, what we know makes us happy. Where does our happiness lie? And the Three of Swords, where does our sorrow lie? Where does the pain lie that we all have? Whether it's from the past, whether it's in the now. We're masticating with, these two things. There's a complacency with the Nine of Cups. Sometimes there's a complacency with that because we keep them, they're all polished, they're up there, we know where they are, but there's nothing really happening much. And of course, the Three of Swords is this memory of sorrow and, all of that. So it's kind of quite Is there an ego thing here? What is going on? We also have the Seven of Wands, standing up for our integrity, our principles. Look, no one, do you have to? Do you have to? Are you being challenged, or what's happening, or are you feeling that you are being challenged, possibly? With that Seven of Wands, we need to know that we've got both shoes on, that we're on even ground in order to do it effectively if we need to. And maybe, Libra, it's like go into hangman zone because you need to. Because you do feel like you're having to, stand up for your whatevers. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. Well, I don't know. Anyway, Princess of Swords. It's a bit confusing. Princess of Swords. Yeah, look, know when to just know when something is sort of futile, I guess. It sounds harsh, but this is what I'm getting. Princess of Swords. Look, we've got the Ten of Cups. This is a wonderful card. It's like a Libra that really wants to have a bit of a scrap, but at the same time, really just wants to go inward, And often we find ourselves in those situations, or times, that Ten of Cups, it's a wonderful, there is a perspective here that maybe needs to alter at this time a little bit. We're making a decision based on our intuitive faculties here with the High Priestess, the Two of Swords, not on what we say, but on what we feel. Is that good, or is that not so good for you at the moment, Libra? I'm not quite sure. Let's look at the High Priestess. Look, one good thing about it is that, we understand what's past, we understand what we carry forward from the past. And then when we're in hangman mode, we come out, we have a clearer perspective on that, Libra. We're looking at the High Priestess. We are looking at the Four of Cups to clarify that there's an opportunity in the Four of Cups because there's an offering. But this offering might not look actually like an opportunity or an offering, but it is. There might be a level of taking something for granted here, Libra. And this opportunity, we have the Ace of Discs. Could be quite beneficial in terms of wealth and abundance, you could say, in a material sense. Follow your intuition. Wheel of Fortune. Follow your intuition. Let's look at the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands can be a difficult little devil. This is something from the past. It's something that you carry. It's something we all carry, actually. Slight delay there. Something that we all carry. Looking at the Nine of Wands, as I was saying before, a sort of habit of behaviour, suppression, there's a tension, but at a certain point it's released, and there's definitely a message in this reading, a directive to go with your intuitive voice. And if you have to spend 3 days trying to find that, or a week, do it. You're in mode anyway because of that Hanged Man. So we see here the Nine of Wands at the end. And what did I say? We're carrying something forward from the past. It is a card of the Wounded Warrior, and we all have that at times. and not at other times. It's something to be aware of. To clarify that, we've got the Five of Discs, choosing lack over gain, choosing to be out in the cold. This is the victim, the archetype. It's the perfect victim. So we choose to stay out. We choose to be, to not have to not go into the nice warm building that's got all the nice sandwiches and stuff in it. We choose lack over gain. And with that, we've got the Ten of Swords, epiphany moment. We see the hand gesture. We understand. We understand what this thing is that we've carried. That's part of us. We're aware of it. We're very aware of it. And it's almost as if when you're aware of it within yourself, it's really uncomfortable because then you can see all the times in your history where that's played itself out, and so there's no one to really blame, because there's no one to blame. It's a common, we all have it. So now it's sort of there's something, there's clearly, if it's not happened already, there's clearly an advantage in whatever the High Priestess has for you. And there is a cup being offered, so it's an emotional offering, but emotional offerings can be very productive and fruitful in keeping the wheel of fortune moving. This is a watery wheel. I guess I'm repeating myself, I know. The thing is here is to just take it easy on yourself and trust your intuition, Libra. Go inward, do whatever you need to do. Is the general feeling here. This is Los Gunnar. We're talking here of, it's like when you rediscover things around you. So this again is about perspective shift. You rediscover things that have been around you all along. You're basically pulling yourself out of the mud to move and look and see and experience and interact. And this lights up your mojo, We've got ecstasies. It's like a little insect, isn't it? Like a dragonfly. It lights you up. So there's a point where you come out of hanged man mode. You probably already understand you're in a wounded warrior or saboteur and how that impacts the present when it belongs in the past. And that it's just a case of really getting into trusting yourself and not overthinking too much, Libra. On that note, we better get a rock mineral crystal. We've got selenite. It's a great moon stone, isn't it? Maybe that's a different one. Psychic insight, blessings, fidelity, and deep connection. Wow, nice. Beautiful. On that note, Libra, thanks for joining me. Take good care. Check out all the other readings that stand out for you. Look at your moon, Venus, Jupiter, and ascendant, if you know what they're in. And again, enjoy this full moon time and take it easy, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Libra. Ka kite, bye.